Hi Stampers, this is Lisa with Queen Bee Creations, and I'm here today to share with you our wonderful new cling mount stamps. This January 2019, Stampin' Up! Came out with what they refer to as cling mount stamps. And it's basically our clear mount stamps with a sticky adhesive back. There was a little bit of confusion with other people trying to get their clear mount stamps to stick to their clear mount blocks, and Stampin' Up! Addressed the problem, and we now have a solution. So I'm here to share with you all the wonderful things we can do with clear mounts and share a few tips. So here we are down at my desk, and I have here two cling mount stamps, and they have the red rubber, and then they also have the labels that will go with it, much like our clear mount stamps did. It's just that the cling mounts are going to be more sticky, and so they will not have problems sticking to your blocks. And then I've also got here, I brought in a set of clear mount stamps, and again this refers to clear mount as in the clear block, and you'll notice they don't stick onto my fingers, and they will stick to the blocks as long as the block and the stamp are both free of any of your oils from your hands. But we're going to fix that. And then our photopolymers are the clear mounts, and these are usually the two-step stamping. They do that because it's really easy to line them up one over the other because you can see all the way through the stamp. So with our cling mount stamps, I'm going to show you how we would mount them. And much like the clear mount, we're just going to pop them out of the red rubber. And then we're going to adhere them to our sticker sheet. Now you'll notice on the sticker sheet, one side's going to have like a little slit, and it's going to make them easy to pull off. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull off the backing and expose this stickiness. And then I'm going to take the stamp and I'm going to peel this off and then line it up right over the sticker. And then when I do that, it will pop right up. And these ones, like I said, they're sticky. I mean, they stick right to my fingers, and so we're not going to have any problems with these coming off of the block at all. You will be able to stamp with them, clean them on your Stampin' scrub, rub them with the chamois, and they're going to stay put. So they're fabulous. So I would go through this entire set, and then I would have them all on the sticker sheet. And then a lot of people, including myself in the past, have taken the red rubber negative and put it back into the case and just stuck it down there and then put the stamps back in. Now when I did that, I found that I had trouble pulling the stamps out of there because they were so sticky and they stuck to the case really well. So my first solution was that I took the stamp set and I just mounted it to the inside of the case. And that I took the sticker sheet just like this, and after I had all the stamps on it, and just glued it to the inside of the case. And it works great. I mean, it gives me the little negatives, it shows me that I've got all my stamps back in my set, and then it's got the wax papery feel underneath of it, so when I go to pull them up, they don't stick too hard. I am able to pull them off with no problems. And then somebody mentioned to me, well, I want to be able to take the leftover cling, because the rest of this around here, this is all still our double-sided sticky. And so they wanted to be able to use the excess to mount or to put onto their clear mount stamps. So I was trying to think of a way to fix that, and I came up with another solution. And what I have done is that I take that red rubber piece, here it is, and then I just pull off this back side. Now this is what I would normally do with my clear mounts. and then I would stick the rubber, like I said, stick this right into the case. Because I'm not wanting to do that, I wanted another way to have the negatives, because I love the fact that after I'm done with a class or done stamping, I want to know that all of my stamps are back in the container. And so I took this part and I glued it to freezer paper. So I don't know if you guys are familiar with freezer paper, but it's kind of like wax paper, only it's only waxy on one side and it's paper on the other. And so I glued this down. This is what I pulled off of the back of the red rubber. I made sure it was the right orientation, which kind of is the yellower side up. Kind of, if you're looking at it, it was very vanilla and whisper white. We want the very vanilla side up. And then after the glue dries, then I just come back with my scissors and trim along the edge. So now this piece is very similar to the sticker sheet, which I'm choosing to save to use on my clear mount stamps and make them sticky. And then I would take some adhesive. Here's my snail. And then I'm going to mount this on the inside of the case. And then I can take and transfer all of my stamps from the sticker sheet to my case. And they'll come over all nice and easy and fit into the little holes. And then when I go to use the stamp, it'll just pop right out of there because it's not sticking too aggressively to the wax paper or freezer paper, whichever you choose to use. And so there we have it. There's a cling mount stamp set. One of the things they're going to be doing is, we used to have in our catalog right now, in the annual catalog, we do have some wood mount stamps. A lot of us have been phasing away from these because we prefer to use the clear mount blocks. Number one, because we can see through the block, so we kind of have a little idea of where we're stamping, but also because they take up less room. If I had a wood mounted stamp set, it would be twice as thick, so it would take up twice as much room. So because I have so many, this allows me to have more shelf space. So they're going to, in the occasions catalog, you will notice they do not offer wood mount stamps, except for the background stamps. That's going to be something they're moving into, and when we get our new annual catalog in June, it too will feature just the cling mount and the photopolymer stamps. Again, photopolymer is the stamps that are totally clear, and then cling mounts are the ones that have the sticky back to them. That's going to be our two options in our new catalog, and they're both great. And when you go to use them, I wanted to show you a couple ideas. Now, number one, we're just going to pull this off of here and we're going to stick it to the block, and then we'll be able to stamp. And it's going to stamp very well. We're going to be able, like I said, rub it on our Stampin' scrub. We're going to be able to do all kinds of things with it. It's not going to fall off. But in order to have that benefit, they are pretty sticky. And so what we're going to want to do is, when you go to pull it off, you want to make sure that you're getting under the sticker, because you don't want to pull off the gray, foam and split that and have the sticker stay on the block and the rest of the stamp come with you. That wouldn't be good. So if you want to just take your fingernail and just make sure you're under the sticker before you pull it off. Another thing you could choose to do is, we have the Stampin' Up! Pickup tool, and it too has this little spatula part on the back, and that would be helpful too in helping you peel this off of here. Another idea is you could take washi tape, and you would just take a little piece and kind of fold it over itself, and then stick that on the edge of the stamp. So then when you stick it down to your block, and then you go to peel it off, you just grab hold of the washi tape, and that helps pull your stamp off the block. So I hope you find these tips useful. Okay, I did mention that the excess sticker sheet can be used to convert our clear mount stamps. So if you have any existing clear mount stamps and you want to have this benefit of having the sticky adhesive on the back, I'm going to show you a few little tips with that. This is a clear mount stamp set, and so I'm going to pull out just one of these stamps, and I want to be able to make this sticky so it will stick to my block as well as these other ones do. And so how I'm going to do that is I'm going to take some of this adhesive and I'm going to cut it with my scissors. Now, one of the things I want to make sure is that it's going to go side to side, because remember I had mentioned that you want to be able to get underneath the sticky label in order to pull it up and remove it from the block. Now, if I was to take just a small smidgen of this and I only put it in the center and that's all there was, definitely it would stick to the block, but then you'd have trouble getting it off. You would pull off the clear mount and then your sticky would be stuck on your block. So you don't want to do that. So I pulled off a piece that's long enough to go side to side, and then I'm going to peel off one side of it. Maybe our pickup tool would be good for this as well. Let's see, I've got a pointy side here. There we go. So I'm going to go ahead and stick that to the clear mount. And then I've got some excess, and I'm just going to come in with my paper snips and I'm just going to trim off this excess. Okay, now I can pull off the back side, and now I've got a strip of sticky on there. So this allows me to take my clear mount stamps and make them sticky. So now I can take this and I can rub it on the Stampin' Scrub and be not have to be so careful with it when I'm stamping. But again, when I go to lift it off, I want to make sure that I'm getting my fingernail underneath that sticky part and pulling up so it came with it. If you have any questions, feel free to message me or pop onto my Facebook page. I did mention several of these tips in my Facebook Lives. I do a Facebook Live every Monday at 2:30. I invite you to join me. If you find this video helpful, give me a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe. Thanks. Bye.